And you're back here, Tech in Ghana, Kumasi, the edition, first time in Kumasi, hosted at the Jubilee Hall on the auspices of the Otumfuo himself. We're here with AJ from Affinity. Welcome to Tech in Ghana TV. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you, Isaac. Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So banking money is something that everyone knows about, but Affinity is doing something very different when it comes to banking. Can you please share what Affinity is doing in the banking world, and how are you different from regular banks?
All right, thanks a lot. And I'm always excited to talk about what we do. I think at the heart of what we're doing is to democratize financial services. And I know it's a phrase that everybody talks about, but the truth is we started off to understand what prevents people from banking. I mean, in terms of financial inclusion. And from our research and just generally, we identified two things, which is access and then affordability as the two main barriers. So everything we do is to solve those two problems, to lower the barrier for access and also to lower the cost of financial services. So to put that to reality, the first thing we realize is that obviously for accessibility, then it's got to be digital. Mm-hmm. So that's why we went digital in the first place. But not just digital, it's also how easy it is to use digital, because we understand that we are in a market where traditional banking is what we're used to. People still want to see, face to face. People want to still see cash and so on. So the ease of use, ease of onboarding is very key. So yes. To solve the accessibility, we went digital, but beyond that, we went with how your experience in onboarding. So literally, within 3 minutes, you should have a bank account with us.
Within 3 minutes?
Within 3 minutes.
I go to most banks, and it takes me a whole day or two.
Absolutely. And that would prevent anyone who even... Sometimes we talk about financial exclusion as if it's a poverty thing, in terms of, people don't have money, that's not, they are not financially included. Mm-hmm. It's partly the case, but there are people who are financially and economically okay, but they just don't want to go into a bank. And part of it is the accessibility and the ease of access.
So you're helping tackle the informal banking sector, the lack of formal banking, by having great user experience and therefore getting more people into the banking space.
More people into the banks. Now, beyond that, it's when they come in, what happens? And generally, we've been doing some work in Ghana, but across the continent. And cost of financial services is just very expensive. Just as an example, just to keep a bank account, a current account in a traditional bank, on a monthly basis, you pay one form of fee or the other. Yes. They call it whatever name they call it, but you pay a fee just for keeping an account. We believe it's also a barrier. Beyond that, it's just a transactional day-to-day use of the account. So it is our policy that we make your money work for you, in the sense that when you keep money with us, at the minimum, when you come for it, you get what you kept with us at the minimum. If for anything, you get interest on it. So we don't have any fees, and we're the only financial institution in Ghana that actually has 0 fees on transactions as well. Amazing.
So apart from this, what other solutions are Affinity building for the Ghanaian users?
So another approach to financial inclusion, it's beyond just inclusion, it's how do we deepen and create more products and services. So we've at the moment, we built this standard banking products, current account, savings account, fantastic investment account. Okay. And from customer feedback, our latest product, it's called Affinity Boost. It allows people to top up on their investment and save towards a goal. Okay. And this was specific feedback from our users who were excited about the products they were already getting. Yeah. And it came up, so we have that on board. We've got a lot of products that we're thinking about bringing, but a lot of it is driven from user feedback. What we've also done is to be very open to partnerships, because to solve the problem and deepen financial inclusion, we recognize that it cannot be done by one person. Yeah. So we've spent a lot of time and effort and investment in building a fantastic API, open API for partners to easily integrate and so on. Whether it's insurance, it's pensions, whatever financial services product or non-financial services product for that matter. So our API It's also ready for B2B integration,
Yeah.
just as a way to make sure that we're solving holistically the financial inclusion issue.
Amazing. So a lot of companies think about going it alone, but you read about partnership is very key, and you're looking to go together.
100%.
Interesting. So insurance and what other kind of partnerships are you bring on board with the APIs?
So with the APIs now, we're dealing with one of the biggest payment service providers on the continent, where we are facilitating their payment, receipt of payment, pay by bank, and we're talking with others as well. Indigenous Ghanaian fintechs who need a very, very smooth and very seamless way of facilitating merchant payments.
Yeah.
So we're kind of helping them with that. We also are doing some pension-backed loans with some pension providers. We're in talks with specific investment apps where they need somewhere because they don't have rails to be able to collect payment easily. We provide that through our APIs and so on and so forth. So there are a bunch of partnerships we're currently in, and we're talking to a lot of partners as well.
No, fantastic. So I've followed the ecosystem over the last let's say decade. Fintechs have been the most funded sector in Africa. Do you believe that there's still more opportunities for fintechs, and where are the greatest opportunities you see where fintechs can still impact the people here in Ghana or Ghana and Africa?
A great question. I think that there's still a huge opportunity, and I do think that just looking at Ghana, for example. It's my view that there's a lot of concentration in Accra and in Kumasi to some extent. But beyond that, scaling fintechs across the country, I think that's the first opportunity because we still, as a continent, as a country, our demographic is still fantastic. We've got a very youthful population. And the whole purpose of fintech is to be able to empower the youth. Yes, between Greater Accra and Ashanti has the biggest population in the country, but it doesn't even make up 30-40% of the country. So I think the first thing is to see how we scale. And I recognize that a challenge of infrastructure, especially internet connectivity, as you go, out of the major cities, is a concern. But I do think it's a huge opportunity to do that. Another area I think would help a lot, which the regulator is starting to wade in, is open banking. Because there's too much fragmentation when it comes to data. As a country, but particularly in the financial services space. So I believe that open banking, once and I recognize even developed countries have had challenges in implementation and all that. But for me, the fact that we actually even have a policy statement around it, and we're talking about it. It's a great opportunity for fintechs to leverage on, to be able to get data to move across easily, because with data, there's a lot we can do. So I guess those would be the opportunities I'd speak to.
So let's say you had a crystal ball, 2030. We have open banking from the government there. We have a young population that's very tech savvy. We have mobile first banking. What does Ghana look like then? What is the landscape? What's possible?
So it's I guess that would be great for the young. We have a very young and hungry entrepreneurial spirit. Now to fuel that, they need to move cash around quickly and at affordable rates. They need to be able to access financing easily. So I see a Ghana in which a young entrepreneur, whether in school or out of school, or haven't been to school, can get onto an app or get to their bank and within few minutes be able to access a loan, to be able to drive their business, to invest, to have access to working capital. And they're able to do that within a few minutes because the bank or financial institution is able to pull their data from everywhere and be able to price it properly. Because one of the reasons loans, access to finance is expensive, especially lending, is because there's, the risk premium, it's very high because you don't have access to data, so you assume that the person is going to default. So
lack of data make risk premiums high?
Definitely.
Interesting.
So I see open banking as a great way to try and resolve that. So cost of financing should come down, and it should be easier to make decisions faster. And then also on the supply side of the financial institutions, the quality of their loans, which is currently a problem in the market, would go down. So it becomes like a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, beautiful. So AJ, we're going to wrap up, but if people like me who now want to go into digital banking, because I'm tired of waiting long queues in my bank, where can we find out more about you and Affinity?
So we, first of all, we're on the app stores. So once you go and you type Affinity Ghana, we'll pop up. And as I mentioned in the beginning, our onboarding is seamless. We just need your Ghana card, your valid phone number, and that's it. You can download that and then onboard and try it out. We can follow us on the social media platforms. We just 2 days ago that we got onto TikTok as well. So we're on TikTok, we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, all the Meta platforms. Our website, affinityafrica.com, tons of information there. And yeah, we would love to invite everyone to try us out, and also partners, because as I said, in order to do this, we need partners in whatever field you are. So if you're out there and you're looking to solve financial inclusion and deepening financial inclusion in Ghana, this is an open invitation to you. Let's talk, and then we'll see how we can solve it together.
Well, I'm downloading my Affinity app right now. I hope you do too. My name is Newton Acquah for Tech in Ghana TV. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.